The 15th Sunday of the Ordinary Time, 13th of July, 2025. Theme: Love thy neighbor as thyself. Love your neighbor as yourself is a powerful commandment found in both the Old and New Testament. It emphasizes the profound importance of treating others with the same love, kindness, and respect that we have for ourselves. This principle calls for compassion and empathy, urging us to take action that promotes the well-being of those around us. Loving our neighbor transcends mere feelings. It demands our action and responsibility. Through reflecting on the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, as reference in various sources, including the Catholic Prayer, the Catholic Study Bible, and the New American Bible, St. Joseph Edition. We are invited to ponder a vital question: who is our neighbor? Are we truly aware of who our neighbor is? Or do we merely understand the moral essence of loving one's neighbor? This deeply significant question was once posed to Jesus by a scholar of the law, the lawyer, and it continues to inspire reflection in our lives today. However, we are enlightened by the passage in Luke 10, verse 25 to 37, which is widely known as the parable of the Good Samaritan. This story not only captivates with its narrative but also offers profound teachings of love, compassion, and what it truly means to be a neighbor. The scholar of the law or the lawyer tests Jesus by asking, "What he must to do inherit eternal life?" Jesus responds by asking him to recite the law, to which he answers correctly by quoting, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus then illustrates the concept of neighbor with the parable of the Good Samaritan, which from some Bible translations we can see the following titles: The Greatest Commandment, The Parable of the Good Samaritan. This story not only captivates with its narrative but also offers profound teaching on love, compassion, and what it truly means to be a neighbor. Loving one's neighbor must mean then that love is not boundless, but circumscribed by the moral goods and moral laws. The scripture teaches us. The passage in Luke chapter 10, 25 to 37, known as the parable of the Good Samaritan, provides valuable insight into love, compassion, and the essence of neighborliness. This compelling narrative not only engages us but also encourages reflection on how we can embody these teachings in our lives. It serves as a reminder that our compassion and responsibility toward one another are guided by the moral goods and teaching we hold there. Through this parable, we are encouraged to actively demonstrate our love and care for others in meaningful ways. Reflecting on the phrase, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho," sets the stage for a dangerous journey, embodying the vulnerability we all share. The key moment arises when we learn that but, a Samaritan, as the trouble came where the man was, highlighting an unexpected source of compassion. The historical animosity between Samaritans and Jews implies the significance of the Samaritan's kindness. Jesus' concluding question, "Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man?" challenges us to redefine our understanding of neighbor lines. This parable resonates with other biblical passages, particularly Leviticus chapter 9, which emphasizes the command to love your neighbor, encompassing truthfulness, honesty, and impartiality. The call of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 18 to love your neighbors as yourself aligns with Jesus' words in Matthew 5 verse 44, urging us to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. This message emphasizes that love knows no social or ethnic boundaries, a theme of constantly woven throughout the New Testament. It mirrors the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them to unto you, present in the Old Testament. Through the parable of the Good Samaritan, Jesus powerfully illustrates this commandment. We can show compassion to others in need by being ready to help and serve without hesitation. This may require actively seeking ways to assist those who are suffering even at the expense of our comfort or resources. Demonstrating genuine care and empathy foster a sense of unity and solidarity in our communities. Showing compassion means stepping into the shoes of those who are struggling and offering a helping hand without judgment or expectation by addressing the needs of others with kindness and understanding. We can build bridges of trust and support, uplifting individuals during their most challenging times. Taking practical steps to ease others' burdens and expressing love through our actions embodies true compassion. Imagine a world where everyone reaches out to help those in need, regardless of their background or beliefs. This parable inspires us to look beyond our differences and extend kindness and compassion to everyone we encounter, just as a Samaritan did for the injured man on the road. It invites us to reflect: am I willing to set aside my prejudices and preconceptions to help someone in need? The Good Samaritan exemplifies selfless love and caring for others, transcending societal norms and expectations. This parable encourages us that true compassion knows no boundaries and calls us to show mercy and kindness to all our fellow human beings. Reflect on how you can embody the spirit of the Good Samaritan in your life. Consider how you can go out of your way to help those who are different from you, offering love and compassion without judgment or hesitation. Let this parable inspire you to be a beacon of kindness and empathy in our divided world. In today's context, the parable is profoundly relevant. We exist in a world fragmented by divisions, whether racial, political, economic, or religious. This story encourages us to act beyond these divides and demonstrate compassion to everyone. It challenges us to ask, when was the last time we helped someone different from us? How can we be a good Samaritan in our communities? There are many ways to show love to your neighbor. Here are a few suggestions that we can reflect on. Forgive those who wrong you. Matthew chapter 6 verse 14 to 15. Pray for others, including your enemies. Matthew 5 verse 44. Serve those in need. Matthew 25 verse 35 and 40. Show compassion to the suffering. Luke chapter 10 verse 30 to 37. The Good Samaritan parable. Be patient and kind. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4. I remember my mission in exposure in Marawi City, Lanao del Sur, Philippines, where Christians are in a minority. I saw a homeless man outside the mission house every day. While many passed him by, I chose to engage with him. I learned his name was Muhammad Abdullah and discovered his struggles. Rather than simply offering him money, I helped him find shelter and work. This small act transformed his life. In my humble way, I embodied the Good Samaritan by showing kindness to someone overlooked by society, regardless of his race, religion, or beliefs. Being a good neighbor isn't just about how close we live to each other, it's really about being there for those in need, no matter the background. As we think about this parable, Jesus' story inspires us to show our faith through kindness and compassion. So take a moment to ask yourself, how can you be a good Samaritan this week? There are so many ways to spread love and help those around you who might be struggling. When we think about these questions and act of them, We get closer to the heart of Jesus' teaching and embrace the idea of loving our neighbors as ourselves. Remember, God's love for us is unconditional. It's generous and gracious, with no strings attached. Jesus tells us to love your neighbor as yourself, which reminds us that if we want to love others wholeheartedly, we also need to learn to love ourselves in the same way. Let's make a difference together. For reflection discussion, take a moment to think about the story of the Good Samaritan in our busy lives. This really is a great test we encounter at work and home. In a fast paced world, how can we slow down and show a little unexpected kindness? Let's see aside our differences and lend a hand to someone who needs it today. Is there someone in your life who could use a helping hand right now?